yesterday, you were busy taking pictures when we did all product reveals, so you got to shout out which one's your favorite. There's only like 3 of you shout that out. Shout me out, what was your favorite? Yeah, mine too. So, I gotta tell you, I am a huge car guy. I love cars, those of you know me. And so, the party last night at the Hall of Fame, how was that? I didn't see a single car. And here's why. There's nothing I like more than seeing winners and talking to you face to face and getting to take a picture with you. I love it. I'd give up anything but my family to just be able to meet you guys face to face. So for me, it was an incredible night. So we all know the activity at SFR can be a little overwhelming, and for some, and we don't want anyone to miss a thing. So if you're uncomfortable in crowds this size, we've set up the Richardson Ballroom on Concourse C for anyone who wants a little bit quieter space. You can watch general sessions there on screens, and you will not miss out on your giveaways. So, feel free to use it, including this morning's session. We want everyone to have a great time this week, and we know for some, these crowds can be really overwhelming. So, go enjoy that, and we're really glad to be able to put that together. So, yesterday was fantastic end to end. At least it was for us. I hope it was for you. And I really want to thank every Scentsy leader who joined us for the leadership event.
And there's
yeah, we had almost 1,600 directors, star directors, superstar directors, and your guests show up for some advanced leadership training and some special time together. So stand up if you were there. Let's see it. All right, look around. Next year, I want to see everybody here standing up for the new people that will be with us next year. So let's hear it for our Scentsy leaders. Who attended the workshops? Weren't they amazing? So I want to also thank our workshop presenters. So if you hosted a workshop yesterday, please stand. We're also going to put your names on the screen. Oh, I see some dear friends up there. So it takes a lot to prepare these workshops. And that's in addition to everything else that these leaders do to get themselves and their teams ready for SFR. They deserve a huge round of applause. Thank you guys for your sacrifice and for all that you do, not only for us as a home office, but also for your fellow consultants. It does not go unnoticed. Okay, take a seat. So today's team day. As you can see, and I kind of see blinking lights and fairy wings and all those kind of things. We wouldn't have team day without all the consultants who are willing to step up and lead, honestly. I always insist on kind of hosting this session. It is my favorite reunion session. Over the years, I've had a lot of fun being up on stage. In fact, I love seeing your team gear. I gave a shot to go out and find me some team gear that you guys might be willing to give me, but I got about 3 feet in and couldn't go any further, and they needed me in the back. My wife can attest to this. I have bins full of the stuff you've given me over the years at home in storage, and so I love getting gifts from you and participating in your teams by wearing your fairy wings or your big pimp hats. That was a fun year. Yeah, Nicole, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's take a look around the room. Let's turn the lights up and see who's got some fun team spirit. Oh, I can see you. Well, I don't have a camera, so I don't. Okay, here. All right, I'll at least get a flag. These will go in my special bins at home. Oh, okay. Believe me, I'm going to come find stuff when we're done. So, hey, let's give it up for all the teams. How much fun is that? So, isn't it cool? I mean, honestly, isn't it cool that no matter where we are, no matter which team you're on, we can all get together like this as one big Scentsy family and have a great time. I do hope that you sought out those that aren't here with their big teams to make sure they feel welcome as well. And that's another important aspect every year of our team day. So this year, we are celebrating 19 years. 19 years of friendship and fragrance. Now, I've been fortunate to be around officially for most of those 19 years. Unofficially, Orville's my little brother, so I've been involved in his life and his entire life. And you know what? They've been filled with more highs and wonderful memories than I can even remember or count. But you know what? Sometimes it's been really hard. Success does not come without obstacles. But the obstacles are what make us appreciate it when it's going right. When I think about Scentsy's story and the moments that stick out most are the seasons when we had to come together to overcome challenges and how it felt when we finally did. And we always do. And we always will. From Heidi and Orville swinging for the fence and launching Scentsy in 2004, system failures in 2009 and the months of around-the-clock work to make it right, launching Velada and Grace Adele in 2011 and 2012. Yeah, love those brands. But later, needed to refocus on fragrance. Rallying together during a global pandemic and achieving higher peaks than ever before. Right? These are some of the stories that we tell and retell of our past. They help shape who we are and how far we've come. And it makes me wonder, in another 19 years, how will the stories that we're writing right now be remembered? That, to me, is the point of reflection. What are they going to remember about this moment? Is it going to be a moment that we shrink from the challenges that we face? Or is it going to be one of those inspiring stories that people that are 3- and 4-year-old kids right now are going to remember? To remember that in this moment, we have the opportunity to inspire those generations and all generations of consultants to come. Who is with me to be inspiring? We owe it to those that came before us, and we owe it to those that are going to come after us. So the best way I can think to do that right now is to celebrate some outstanding consultant achievers. So everyone here remembers, some of you it's really fresh, what it's like to be a brand new consultant. Who can remember what it was like to be a brand new consultant? Right? It can be hard, even to know where to start. Even with the best upline sponsor, it can be hard. Well, it's one of the reasons why we've created the Shooting Star and the Sensational Star programs and the awards, right? These awards set a new consultant on a strong path with Scentsy. And if you're a new sponsor, they also are a framework on how you can guide and support your new team member. Now, our awards calendars from May 1st to April 30th each year. And for those of you that earned an award during that time frame, you all receive ribbons in your registration packet. So to start us off, if you have a Shooting Star ribbon, can you please stand up? $1,500 in PRV in your first 15 days as a consultant. Many of you do that without ever receiving your kit. Take a look around, unless if you're still standing. If not, just raise your hand or stand back up. It's a tough challenge, so look around. Congratulations, you guys. Let's give them one more big hand. All right. So you can be seated if you're not. The lights are bright. You can be seated. Okay, next we'd like to recognize our Sensational Start Achievers. So Sensational Start is one of the most important programs that we offer at Scentsy. Seems odd that the most important programs we offer is at the very beginning. Sensational Start is not just about training the consultants on what they need to do. No? But it lays a foundation of effort and things that you do to build a successful long-term Scentsy business. In fact, we know it's so important that we incentivize new consultants to do it, right? This program offers simple goals to strive for, which helps you focus on the fundamentals that we know and your leaders know help build a strong, lasting business. Consistent sales and consistent sponsoring. Is it easy? Only one person said no. Okay, so for the rest of you, it's easy. No, it isn't easy. It isn't supposed to be easy. If it were easy, it wouldn't be worth it. We know the consultants who achieve Sensational Start earn almost 3 times more in their lifetime PRV than a consultant that doesn't. We know through data that consultants who sponsor a team member in their first 70 days are 12 times more likely to become directors.
Woo!
It's why we do joint promos. It's why we talk so much about sponsoring. We have the data to prove that it leads to a lasting Scentsy business. And we want you all to succeed long term. The Sensational Start Award has 3 levels that you can earn in your first 70 days. And there are 2 different ways to earn each level. So if you have a Sensational Start Level 1 ribbon, please stand up. Okay. So you stay standing up. So for those that don't know, these individuals earned it by either selling at least 1,500 PRV or by selling 500 PRV and sponsoring a consultant who became active. 500 PRV, sound familiar? Shooting star, you're halfway there. Let's give these guys a round of applause. Awesome work. Go ahead and take your seats. I should let the music play more. I will say I can't, my ankle's killing me from that cheesy dancing I did at the first thing. Yeah. Anyway, so next we have, what? Our Sensational Start Level 2. So why don't you guys please stand up? Let's see it. All right, these individuals, you guys sold at least 3,000 in PRV. Or you did at least 1,500 in PRV and sponsored 2 consultants that qualified and certified. Let's give them a big hand. Okay. I need you guys to stay standing. Level 2, stay standing. I think I'm going to play a little game. You guys want to play a little game? All right. So, well, we know that's a pretty good start to being a director. So, hey, Jason and Sarah, if you guys are out there, pick me 5 of these level 2 earners to come up on stage with me. Hey, you gotta show Scentsy spirit or you don't get to come. All right, come on up. Don't be shy. So this is one more than 5. But that's okay. Can we get one more piece of paper maybe and another pen? Or who do you want to vote off the island? Just kidding. Okay, we'll see if they can bring us some more paper and another pen. Because there is 6 pens actually. So they thought about this ahead of time. All right. I'm going to split this one up. Because this is sort of fun. Okay, so we're going to play a little game. Please share your names and where are you from.
My name's Carrie and I'm from Catoosa, Oklahoma.
I'm going to do it this way so they can see you.
Dan Zabo, Gloversville, New York.
Heather Boston, Concord, North Carolina.
Cynthia Mahalik from Salado, Texas. Brandy Barkley from Warner Robins, Georgia.
Miranda Price from Panama City, Florida.
All right. So, as we talked about, we know it's hard to earn a sensation with our level 2, but it is like halfway to director, right? I mean, this is the path to director. So, we know you'll all get to be directors one day, right? Soon, maybe this fall. Thinking goals, all right? So, did you know that when you become a director, you're invited to officially name your team? You put that on your workstation and you kind of let us do. So, after almost 20 years, it's getting harder and harder. Oh, thank you. It's getting harder and harder to actually come up with new team names that aren't already taken. So we're going to play a little game. All right? So in honor of Team Day and our excellent leaders, let's play a little game. So everyone, take a spot at the table. You can spread around if you need to. And what you're going to do is, have you ever played 2 truths and a lie? 2 truths and a lie. 2 things that are true and 2 lies, and 1 lie. We have a cheesy car dealership in Boise that does that all the time, and it's super fun. Anyway, we're going to have some fun here. So, what we're going to do, and this is your job, is we're going to name 3 teams, and you guys have to decide which team name is the fake one. Okay, you guys ready? So take your pens and get ready. Think you can do it? All right. So if you see your team name on the screen, shh. Don't distract them by shouting out your team name. Okay, so let's play. So the first 3 names are Meownificent Smelly Cats, Feed Me Tacos and Tell Me I'm Pretty, or Hot Cheetos and Warm Wax. So pick the lie. You have to pick the one that's not true. Give them a moment. Yeah. Hey, unfortunately, because I get to see most of these things, well, I used to see a lot of them when they came through, and there are some really fun ones. All right. You guys ready to see what the answers are? Okay, let's see. What I'll come back to number 6. Still writing. Pick the one. The one you think is wrong. The one you think is a fake name. Okay, what do you got? Well, let's see. What do you got? Oh, you guys are cheating off each other, right? Meownificent. Okay, go ahead and finish. Let's see if they're right. Which one is the fake name? You have it on the screen? No. Feed Me Tacos and Tell Me I'm Pretty is actually a team name. Is that any of your team? Whose team is Feed Me Tacos? Oh, they're okay. I don't know. I'm going to assume because no one knows cheating. Okay, ready for round 2. The next 3 names are the Tester Jesters. That's a good one, huh? Mermaid's Treasure Trove, or the Wick is Whack, yo. The Wick is Whack, yo. Right? Yeah, I'm total gangster.
I think it's Mermaid.
The Wick is Whack, yo. That's a good one.
I really like it.
That's
That's a team name. I think it's
It's hard. I think it's easy. Imagine how we have to shake our heads going, okay, well, now the one that's not true, the fake name.
That's our final answer. I'm locking
You
it
ready?
in.
Okay. What do you have? The wick is whack, yo. You gotta do it right. The wick is whack, yo. Okay. The tester jesters. The tester jesters. Mermaids and treasure trove. Okay. Got kind of a mix there. Someone's gonna be right. Okay, which one is it? Let's see. The tester jesters. The wick is whack, yo. I love that one. There you go. Now you can shout it out. Okay, let's do one more round. Your three names are Stretchy Pants. Don't be a stinky neighbor. And one of my favorites, Warming Up with the Bardashians. Okay, guess which one's fake?
I think stretchy pants. Yeah, say stretchy pants.
Team don't be the stinky name.
Everyone's quiet.
Maybe the Bardashian. I can see that. Yeah.
What's that? I'm bleeding. Okay. Everyone ready? We'll start with you this time. Stretchy Pants. What do you got? Don't be a stinky neighbor. Stretchy Pants. Don't be a stinky neighbor. And I can see don't be a stinky neighbor. Okay, so I got a surprise for you. All of those are real names. All of those are real names. So, who's Stretchy Pants out there? Okay, Stretchy Pants. Who is don't be the stinky neighbor? All right. Where are the Bardashians? Okay. So we came up here for the game, but before you leave, I want you to grab your markers one more time with a clean sheet of paper. Right? You're all going to be directors one time, right?
Yep.
So have you thought about your team name? So take a few minutes, and with your entire Scentsy family rooting for you, we know written goals are better than non-written goals, and they make for a higher rate of success. So I want you to write down your future team name on your card. Maybe you don't have one picked out yet, but I think you guys will be pretty creative. So we're gonna. All right. Who wants to share? Who wants to keep their team name secret? No stealing these team names. You can beat them to it. Ready? Let me hear yours.
Scent wax faucets.
The Magnificent Wax Bosses. Love it? Okay, ready?
My team has sense.
Yeah, that one works.
I am a beachy person. Cynthia's waves of fragrance.
Yeah, there you go.
Fantastic stylist.
Wax slinging ninjas, watch for it.
There you go.
Spectacular wax.
Okay, so I have a bit of a story on the ninjas. So one of our early consultants, her last name was Karate. So what do you think her team name was? Wax on? Wax off. So I like the ninja one. All right, so keep those. And think about when you come back as a director, you'll remember your little cards. And if you want to write other goals on there, just keep your Scentsy SFR cards and pen. So thanks, you guys. Thanks for participating. Okay. Now you get extra tickets, but we'll have to get an extra ticket for you. Oh, there you go. Thank you. All right. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I did my 2 stretchy pants, I can't bend down and get that now. So if you see me limp later, you'll know why. Thanks, you guys. And be safe going down. Congratulations, all of you sensations on level 2. All right. So there's one more Sensation Start level. New consultants can earn level 3, but we get to recognize those achievers on stage tonight. So is that fun? Is everyone having a good time so far? Okay. You guys are going to love who we have next. I'm excited to introduce our guest speaker this morning. A leading expert on emotional fitness and leadership. She's an entrepreneur, best-selling author, and keynote speaker on a mission to activate millions of people to struggle less, thrive more, and embrace their awesome human. So she immigrated to the U.S. as a refugee from the former Soviet Union when she was 13. And I love this. She learned English by watching Who's the Boss on repeat. I needed to ask her if she caught the accent of Tony Danza. So she has an incredible story to share with you today, and I know you're going to benefit from hearing it. So let's give a huge and warm Scentsy welcome to Natalie Kogan.
Be like, I'm a joy spreader. Yeah? You're Life is challenging. We have all kinds of challenges, all kinds of difficult emotions we have to learn to embrace. You're human, that means you don't have unlimited energy to do all the things you need to do. It means, all right, the perfectionists in the room, this is going to be a hard one. You're human, so it means you can't do all things perfectly always. Hi, I'm Natalie, and I'm a recovering perfectionist. I'm working on saying this.
Still gonna try.
So, you're awesome and you're human. And the thing that I want you to know is that the only way to unleash your awesomeness, your joy spreading, your uniqueness, is by honoring your humanness. And the best way that I know how to honor your humanness is to fuel your happiness and your joy. And that's why I'm so excited to talk to you about that today. But before we dive in, I have kind of a confession. And the confession is that I'm here as an expert on happiness and emotional fitness, but for most of my life, I really struggled with feeling good. And I want to share a little bit of my journey of what brought me here as an expert today, because it wasn't some graceful learning experience. I learned how to live happier by doing it the wrong way for most of my life. So as you heard in my bio, I grew up in the former Soviet Union. And when I was 13 years old, my parents and I set out to try and come to the United States as refugees. We spent 3 months in refugee settlements in Europe, applying for permission to come, and I have a really special photo to share with you all. Now, I only share this with my close friends. So can we say that 7,000 of us, can we say we're close friends at this point? I think so. All right, here we go. Here it is. Let's put it up on the monitor. This is a photo of me and my parents. We're standing outside a train that would take us from a refugee settlement in Vienna into Italy. And the biggest reason I want to share it is I just want you all to admire my high-waisted pleated pants that are completely back in style.
Right?
But my proudest part about this photo is my haircut. Now, how many of you were alive in the 80s? All right. How many of you have seen movies about the 80s? All right. This haircut was called the Cascade because when it was so high, it kind of cascaded. And according to my parents, I don't remember doing this, but I tried to sleep without my head touching the pillow after I got this haircut because I really didn't want it to fall. So that's what I'm really proud of in this photo. But I talk about it as a fun thing now, but as you can imagine, it was a really difficult experience. We had nothing. We had no money. We were allowed to bring 6 suitcases. And we were very grateful to get permission to come to the United States as refugees. And we began our American dream in the projects on welfare and food stamps outside of Detroit. And I was 13. Oh, at Detroit! All right, Detroit. Hello, Detroit in the house. I love it. Woo! I love it. That's why I got the University of Michigan t-shirt, because the family that was all right, even better. I love this. Yeah. How fun, and you guys are right here. I love it. So, I was 13 years old. I didn't speak English. I mean, I was really, really lost. And the only thing I remember, I just wanted to feel better. I wanted to feel happy. And so I had one thing going for me. I was always a really, really hard worker. And so I decided that if I worked really hard and achieved a lot of things and became successful and took care of my family, then I'd be happy. And I began to live my life with this "I'll be happy when" mantra. Now, raise your hand if you ever catch yourself thinking, "I'll be happy when." I think everyone's hand should be in the air because it's very human. We all think, "I'll be happy when." I'll be happy when I redecorate my house or move to a different house or get a different job or meet my dream partner or lose weight or gain weight or whatever it is, right? Think about how often you think, "I'll be happy when." So I really thought, I'll be happy when I build a successful career, I'm able to take care of my family. And for the next 20 years, I worked really hard, and I achieved a lot of my "I'll be happy" wins. I did. I learned to speak English by watching Who is the Boss and lots of other shows on repeat. I built a very successful career. I was able to take care of my parents and my family. And every time I feel happy anymore. So my answer was, okay, I'm just not doing enough. I'm not accomplishing enough. I am not good enough yet. So I pushed myself harder. I worked more. I accomplished more things. And I really did think that happiness was this euphoric state that waited for me once I had only done enough things. Well, I didn't get to the euphoria. And instead, 7 years ago, I suffered a really debilitating burnout. And I can honestly tell you, I've done really hard things in my life, but I can honestly tell you it was the darkest and hardest thing that I've ever gone through in my life. I came very close to losing everything that was meaningful to me, from my family to this company that I built, my health. But there was a blessing in my burnout because I learned a really powerful and important lesson, the lesson that I'm here to share with all of you. I learned that you cannot achieve happiness by anything you do on the outside. That happiness is something you have to cultivate on the inside. Happiness is a skill that all of us can practice and improve. And that was a life-changing lesson for me, and it's why I do what I do. It's why I'm here with you today to share with you 5 happier skills that when you practice them, and they're really simple to practice, you feel more joy, you feel happier, and you can choose to feel that and practice them at any moment. There's nothing you have to achieve. There's no one you have to become. All right, are you ready to learn the 5 happier skills? I don't know, are you ready? Okay, that's more like it. That is more like it. All right, let's do it. Before we go there, I went too fast. Before we learn the 5 skills, we have to have one more little mini neuroscience lesson, because I want to tell you why it is not possible that anything on the outside, anything you achieve, buy, can ever make you happy. I don't want you to just take my word for it. It's nothing about you, it's how the human brain functions. So we're going to learn 2 things about the human brain that make it impossible for anything on the outside to make you happy. The first thing I want you to know about your brain is it's very adaptable. And that's a good thing, right? There's a lot of change in life. Your brain gets used to things. That's great. But the downside of that is, let's say there's this thing that you really want that you think will make you happy, and you work really hard, and you achieve it, and for a while you feel happy. And then your brain just goes, well, this is not new anymore and exciting. This is just normal. And it stops releasing dopamine and serotonin. Those are 2 chemicals the brain releases that make you feel good. So your brain gets used to that new shiny thing, and it's just the new normal. Think about it. You know, maybe it's a new job, or maybe it's a new pair of jeans, and you're like, oh, when I wear them, when I buy this pair of jeans, I'll be so happy. And for a while, you feel great. And then your brain's like, this is just normal. I call this the curse of the moving baseline. Right? Think about it. You think that thing out there for me was, okay, once I'm able to be the breadwinner for my family, then I'll be happy. And I worked so hard and I got there and I felt really great for a while, and then my brain was like, okay, let's move the baseline. This is the new normal. Now, Natalie, now what's the next thing? So that's one thing you have to know about your brain. This curse of the moving baseline means your brain gets used to anything from the outside. And after a while it says, this is not making me happy anymore. But it gets worse. Because the other thing you need to know about your brain is it has what's called a negativity bias. Negativity bias means that all of our human brains, all of your brains, focus much more on what's negative than what's positive, right? Think about it, how often. There's things that are wonderful, but your brain's like, oh, this thing is wrong. So not only is this thing that you really thought would make you happy kind of now just regular, your brain now goes, oh, let me think about all the things that are wrong with it. I'm going to give you a great example from my own life. So when we moved into our house, I live outside of Boston. We got any Boston in the house? We got a little Boston, all right, Massachusetts? Okay, we got a little bit, all right. So when we moved into our house, and it was an old house, and all the appliances were old, and the fridge was really loud. You know, like when the fridge just makes the like horror noises? That was our fridge. And I would sit in the kitchen and I'd be like, oh my God, I'll be so happy when we get rid of this fridge. I'll be so happy when we get a new fridge. And then eventually, after a couple years, we got a new fridge. And it was silent. It was the most beautiful thing in the world. And then one day I was sitting in the kitchen, and I hear this other little noise, like, because now the fridge is so quiet, I can hear the dishwasher. All right? And then I'm like, saying to my husband, I'm like, oh my God, the dishwasher is too loud, right? But think, some of you are laughing at me. All of you should be laughing at me. But think about what happened, right? This thing that I thought would make me so happy, a quiet fridge. It did for a while, but then not only did I get used to it, I found something else that was annoying. That is adaptability and negativity bias at work. Think about, your own example, right? And when I was talking to an audience the other day, and someone said, oh my God, I now get it. I said, can I tell everyone? She said, well, my husband and I have been married for a year, and we really was love at first sight, and I was so excited to get married. Yeah, you know where this is going. Yeah, she's like, and now all I am is just annoyed with all these things he does, the way he chews, the way he leaves food. Adaptability and negativity bias, all right? Now you know. Hopefully we help some of the spouses and partners here. Yeah, I always remember this. I always think of my husband. I'm like, okay, I should notice fewer annoying things. But this is how the human brain works, and this is why nothing on the outside can ever give you lasting happiness. And this is why we have to think of happiness as a skill that we practice. So now it's time to talk about the 5 happier skills. Now are you really ready? Okay. I don't know you guys, the right side. The right side is a little more ready. Okay. Before we dive in, I just have to do something. So when we were doing a mic check, Keith, who is in charge of this whole production, I said, Keith, how wide can I walk the whole stage? He said, yeah, sure. He said, in fact, I dare you to touch each of these rails. Keith, this is for you. Are you guys with me? When someone dares you. All right, we've done it. Keith, I hope you're watching. Because he was like, yo, no, you're not going to do that. Yeah, watch me. Thank you. I'm that person. You do not want to dare me to anything. Because I'll do the dare. Out of breath a little. All right. I'm a walker, not a runner. Raise your hand if you run for fun. Let me see the weirdos. I say this with love, but I just don't understand it. It's a form of physical torture. Thank you. I take a 5-mile walk every morning, but I just ran a very short distance. I'm out of breath. All right, let's talk about the 5 happier skills. Skill number 1, acceptance. All right, I got to tell you something. I used to hate this word. I used to hate people be like, oh, accept things as they are. I thought acceptance meant like, whatever happens, happens. Just let life go on. I hated that. I'm a refugee. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a fighter. I hated that. Well, I was wrong. That is not what acceptance means. Acceptance is not about being passive. Acceptance means that you acknowledge things as they are instead of resisting things, right? This is not how it should be. How often do you think this is not how it should be? Okay? So it means you acknowledge things as they are, and then you ask yourself, given how something is, what's the best way that I can move forward? These are the 2 things. So you acknowledge how something is. So I'm going to give you a great example. And you say, given how this is, maybe this is a highly imperfect situation. What's one thing I could do to move forward with less struggle? I'm going to give you a great personal example. So as I mentioned, I take a 5-mile walk every morning. That's kind of my zen space. And I live in Boston, where winters are horrible. And even though I grew up in Russia, I really hate the cold. I really do. Yeah, please don't come visit Boston in the winter. None of you are invited. You're only invited starting in April. So all winter, I freeze on my walks. I use lots of bad words every time I walk, but I do. But then April comes, and April is usually beautiful and much warmer. Sometimes the weather changes, and so every April this happens. I come outside, and I'm in my, I put away my coat, I put away my scarf, I come outside, and it's cold. What's the first thing I think? This is not how it should be. I stand there outside my house and go, this is not how it should be. It should not be this cold in April. It's April, it should be warmer. I get really riled up because the weather, something I cannot control, is not how I think it should be. You know then what I do? I go on my phone and I check the temperature in Santa Barbara. Because that makes a lot of sense. Well, Santa Barbara's always nice, but I stand there freezing, bitching about the weather, and I'm like, look, if I lived in Santa Barbara, it'd be warmer. And this is helpful to my happiness how? Yeah, no, it says, please be laughing. I'm giving you the example of how we often cause ourselves a lot of suffering and struggle because something that is out of our control is not how it should be. And yes, we can apply this to our partners and spouses as well, since we're on that thread, okay? But think about how many times the weather, or a colleague, or a person in your life, or the car rental service person, something is not how it should be. Think about how you immediately go into what I call the valley of struggle. The valley of struggle is the distance between how something is and how you think it should be. So acceptance is your way out of struggle. So take my example, I'm standing outside, I'm freezing, April, it's not how it should be. I checked the temperature in Santa Barbara. I've caused myself more struggle. How would I practice acceptance? Well, it's cold in April. What's one thing I could do to move forward? Let me go and get a scarf. Yeah, thank you. Let me go and get a scarf. That's acceptance. And it's a really foundational skill to fuel your happiness because it's making a choice to find a way to move forward with how things are versus waste your energy resisting how things are and thinking about all the ways that they should be different. All right, so acceptance is skill number one. Skill number two is gratitude. Now, I was told that you guys know a lot about gratitude. It's one of the values of Scentsy. Yes? Yes! Love it. So I don't have to explain it a lot, but let me just tell you that gratitude is the best way to counter the brain's negativity bias that we talked about, okay? Because gratitude is all about focusing your attention on the small positive moments in your life, in your day, as it is, even when life is challenging, and sharing your gratitude with others. And so your brain's negativity bias is always going, look at this thing, that's annoying, look at this thing, that's wrong, look at this person, they're annoying, look. And when you practice gratitude, you go, okay, some things are not great, but let's look at all the things in my life that are okay, that are loving, that are meaningful, that are kind, that are beautiful. And gratitude literally evens out that negativity bias. There are 11,000 different studies that show that when you practice gratitude consistently, it improves your ability to handle stress, it boosts your happiness, it reduces anxiety, it boosts resilience, it even helps you to sleep better. So gratitude is really powerful, but there's one really important thing about it that I do want to tell you. When you practice gratitude, it is so important to be specific, okay? So if I ask you, tell me something you're grateful for. Tell me something you're grateful for. Yell it out. Health. My dog. Family. Job. Scentsy. Someone said coffee. There's my person. Okay. These are all wonderful things, but here's the problem. If every day you practice gratitude and you're like, okay, I'm grateful for coffee, I'm grateful for my family, and I'm grateful for my health, after a couple days to your brain it's going to sound like blah, blah, whatever. Because what did your brain do? It got used to it. It's too general. So the most important thing when you practice gratitude, two things actually, I lied, two things. Be consistent, do it daily, and be really specific. So instead of saying, I am grateful for coffee, you might say something like, I'm really grateful that before I got on stage, I got a great hot cup of coffee. Instead of saying I'm grateful for my family, you might say, I'm really grateful because my kiddo gave me a hug this morning. When you are specific about your gratitude, it helps you to actually feel the benefit, but it also helps your brain not get used to it. Make sense? I don't know, you guys falling asleep already? Awesome, you're awake. All right, acceptance, gratitude. The third happier skill is self-care. All right, I gotta go on a little rant here because I hate the way that we talk about self-care in our society. It's often presented as like a luxury, something extra, a gift you get to give yourself once you take care of everybody else, once you finish all the things on your to-do list, right? It's like then you can have this gift of self-care. Self-care is not a luxury. Self-care is not a gift. Self-care is a skill of fueling your emotional, mental, and physical energy, okay? Remember, you're all awesome humans, and as human beings, you do not have unlimited energy. This is by the way, these are, I hand drew all these for you, so I hope you guys are loving them. My perfectionist really had to take a back seat, thank you. But me too, we all have this limited energy reservoir, right? Emotional energy, mental energy, physical energy. And all the things you do throughout the day take energy. So if you don't do things to intentionally fuel your energy, you will run out. And the other really important part of self-care, so one is fueling your energy, doing things that fuel you. And the other really important part is doing fewer things that unnecessarily drain your energy. Can we talk about those for a moment? Yeah, because those we don't like to talk about. But I'm going to call out some really common things that we all do that unnecessarily drain our energy. So this is a get honest with yourself moment, okay? Me too. All right, here we go. I'm just going to rattle off some. Multitasking. Anyone amazing at multitasking here? Raise your hand. Oh, wow. This is impressive. All right. This is, I hope no one has tomatoes or eggs to throw at me. And we're friends. Do you remember? You saw my photo. We're friends. So just, what I'm about to say, I'm going to say with love to all my multitaskers out there, okay? That's a hard no. I borrow this. My daughter is 19, and she started saying this when she was, I think, 15 or 16. I'd be like, Mia, do you want to do this? She'd be like, no, that's a hard no, Mama. So for all of you who just said you're great at multitasking, I say it with love, that's a hard no. For two reasons. One, there's no such thing as multitasking. Actually, no such thing. I know. Nobody throw things at me unless it's a candle. Then you're lying. The human brain cannot focus on more than one thing at a time. You think it can, but it cannot. And so you can do something like you can drive a car and listen to music, because listening to music is kind of on background. By the way, I hope listening to music is on background, not the driving. But we can do two things at the same time if only one of them requires our attention. But if both things require our attention, you are not multitasking, you are doing what's called switch tasking. You are very quickly switching from your email to cooking dinner, from your email to hanging out with your kid, from thinking about your to-do list right now to listening to me. Do you know that 50% of the time you're thinking about something other than what you're doing? Ouch, right? So half of you are ignoring me right now. As long as it's not the same people all the time, it's great. No, I love when I say this, people look up. So multitasking is a myth. And two problems with multitasking. One, when you're multitasking, you're 25% less effective on each of the tasks. And two, it dramatically drains your emotional, mental, and physical energy. Think about how you feel when you're trying to do a bunch of things at the same time. Don't you feel kind of tense and stressed out? That's why you're asking your brain to do something it cannot do. So doing one thing at a time is a form of self-care. All right, let's rattle off. Let's talk about some other things that we all do that drain our energy. Social media scrolling. Yeah, anyone? Come on, raise your hands. All right, now, just to be fair, I love social media. Instagram and LinkedIn. I'm Natalie Kogan on both. I hope I have 7,000 wonderful followers after this. My daughter says I'm a good follow, okay? You can't argue with a 19-year-old. I love social media. I'm not saying social media is bad. When you go and engage actively, you share, you comment, you're there to look at your friend's dog. Wonderful. Research shows it actually boosts your mood. What drains your energy and your joy is mindless scrolling. You know, you get into that mode, you're just on there, you don't even know you're there. That's a huge energy drain. So when you find yourself in that scroll, I have a great question for you to ask yourself. Does this make me feel good? Don't yell at yourself. Don't be like, oh my God, Natalie, I can't believe you're scrolling again. Just ask yourself, does it make me feel good? If you're honest, the answer will be no. And the more you ask that question and the more you're honest with your answer, that actually will help you break the loop. All right, one more thing that dramatically drains our energy. Negative self-talk. Negative self-talk. How many of us criticize ourselves? How many of us tell ourselves we're not this enough, not that enough? Yes. Well, do you know that talking to yourself in a negative way drains your energy, increases stress, reduces your motivation? But talking to yourself in a positive, supportive way increases your motivation, boosts your joy, gives you energy. So your self-talk is also part of your self-care. So the next time that inner critic is in there, pause. And my favorite way to counter that is to say, what would I say to my close friend? What would I say to my daughter? What would I say to someone I love? All right? And again, I know we all have this inner critic. I mean, come on. You know, think about it. It's that same negativity bias we have, right? Do you wake up in the morning and go to the bathroom, look in the mirror, and you go, oh, I look amazing today. Amazing. Anyone do that, by the way? There's always someone. Yeah, okay, I have a couple. My heroes. I caught myself in the bathroom this morning. I was getting ready to be with you all. And I was like getting ready and I'm like leaning in. I'm like, oh my God, this wrinkle. Yeah, and then I'm like, oh, I don't know, does this fit right? And I was like, stop! Imagine I was talking to my daughter. What would I say to her? So that's a way that I want you to practice to shift into more positive self-talk. So these are just some ways that we drain our energy. I have a great practice to share with you for how to fuel your energy on a daily basis. Think of a car analogy, okay? I love this analogy. I wrote about it in my book. So a car needs fuel. So I drive a Mini Cooper. It still takes gasoline, so let's just go with that. So my car needs gas to do its job of being a car, right? So when my car is running out of gas, what do? Do I sit there and go, well, I don't know. Does it deserve more gas? Yes. Has it done enough to get more gas? No. Any of you do that with a car? No, when your car is running out of gas or electricity, you go and fill it up. But what do you do when you're feeling tired? How many of us go, no, come on, just finish this email, finish cleaning up the kitchen, finish this thing. We have to realize that your energy is your fuel. You need energy to do your job of being human, of being awesome human. So this is one of my favorite practices to do once a day. I call it a mini fuel up. And really think of yourself as like you are taking yourself to your energy fuel station, just like you take your car to a gas station. So schedule 10 to 20 minutes on your calendar. That's all it takes, 10 to 20 minutes. And when the time comes, ask yourself, what is something I can do right now, wherever I am, to refuel and refresh? And if at all possible, please go outside for a walk. A 5 to 10 minute walk outside dramatically improves your mood, improves your focus, and boosts your motivation. It is so powerful. If you can't take a walk outside, get up, step away from your screens, move somewhere to a different part from where you're working. Maybe something that fuels you is just closing your eyes for a few minutes, or getting a snack, or eating chocolate. chocolate is frequently part of my fuel up. Any chocolate lovers here? Yeah, that's a great fuel up. But be consistent every day. So I don't do this at the same time every day. My calendar is different, so is yours. But at the night before, when I'm looking at my schedule for the day, I find a slot and I actually put this fuel up on my calendar. And I promise you, if you consistently do 10 to 20 minutes of something that fuels you, it'll dramatically boost your energy and your happiness and your joy. You cannot feel happier if you're exhausted and depleted all the time. All right, acceptance, gratitude, self-care, intentional kindness is the next skill. Intentional kindness. We human beings cannot feel happy alone. We are social beings. We are meant to be connected. Do you know there's a study that Harvard University has done for the last 75 years where they've tracked the same group of people, and every year they check in with them on their health, on their lives, on their happiness. Do you know consistently the one thing that the happiest people in that group have in common? Do you know what it is? It is having close personal relationships that are warm and kind. That's how powerful it is. Our happiness as human beings is also social happiness. We need that feeling that we belong, right? That someone cares about us, that we care about someone else. And I think the best way to fuel those closer relationships is by practicing intentional kindness. What is intentional kindness? I gotta tell you guys, I worked on these little stick figures for like half an hour. Because I wanted them to be friendly. And so I just gotta share. So what is intentional kindness? It is not complicated. It is doing something to connect with or to help or elevate another person and not expect anything in return. That's often the harder part. And you know, I've been teaching this and speaking about this and practicing this for years, and a couple years ago I realized that I actually wasn't practicing what I was teaching. Because when I would do something kind, there was still something else I expected. Anyone have a guess for what we might expect when we do something kind? A thank you. A thank you. So being genuinely kind is not about getting anything in return. Every time you do something kind, your brain releases oxytocin. Oxytocin is known as a hug hormone. When you hug someone, your brain floods with oxytocin. It feels great. So every time you do something kind, your brain rewards you with feeling good. That's why intentional kindness is not about anything you get back. It's just the great feeling of being kind. And I think it's so powerful because when you do something kind, it's just simply sharing a piece of you and your humanity with another person. And there's so many ways to be kind. You can check in with someone. You can send someone a funny gif if they're down. You can just listen to someone. I think listening is such a wonderful act of kindness. Think about how you feel when someone's really listening to you. I mean really listening. They're not looking at their phone. They're not jumping in, right? I'm going to tell you one of my favorite ways to practice kindness. Enthusiastically greeting people. If you're ever on a call with me, and I hope the Scentsy team who's watching can affirm this, I make it a point before I meet someone or before I get on a call, I make it a point to really bring my genuine enthusiasm. Because your enthusiasm is contagious. Think about when someone is enthusiastic, how great it feels. So that's a small act of kindness that all of you can do. I mean, I dare you. When you go back home, when you greet your family, I dare you to be like, "Hi! I miss you so much. I am so happy to see you." Normally. They might look at you a little weird. I get it. But that's okay. I dare you. Because very often we get busy, right? We're in the busy. So we see a friend or we see our family like, "Hey, how are you?" But what would happen if you paused and you were really enthusiastic? I dare you. And I'm going to share my email in a little bit. I want to hear how it went. All right? I want to hear the responses you get. So, intentional kindness. All right. Acceptance, gratitude, self-care, intentional kindness. Our fifth happiness skill is the bigger why. The bigger why is really about connecting to your sense of purpose. It is not possible to live a happier life if you don't feel a sense of purpose. But your sense of purpose, it's not somewhere out there. I think often we think I have to go find my sense of purpose. Your sense of purpose is actually right here in your day. Because the way that we derive a sense of purpose is when we connect what we do to how it helps someone else. When you connect what you do to how it contributes to someone else. Remember what I said at the beginning, you are all joy spreaders. So what you do actually helps other people feel joy. How meaningful is that? I want to share with you my absolute favorite study that really kind of shifted my whole mindset on this. So it was done several years ago, and researchers went into a large hospital system in Connecticut. They wanted to understand how janitors, who I think we can agree have pretty menial jobs, they wanted to understand how do they derive any satisfaction from their work. And they looked at everything. They looked at how much money they were making, how long they'd been there, they couldn't find it. So they started to sit down with each janitor and they would ask them a simple question. Please tell me what you do for work. And they found something remarkable. The janitors who had the lowest job satisfaction scores would say things like, I clean the floor, I clean the windows, I take out the garbage. They talked about the tasks they did as part of their job. The janitors who had the highest job satisfaction would say things like, I help patients get better. Or I help the families that come to visit feel a little bit better. They focused on the why. Think about how powerful that is. They did the same exact job. But the janitors who focused on how the things they were doing actually helped someone else, they enjoyed their job more. That's the power of connecting to your bigger why. That's the power of thinking about this thing I'm doing, maybe this annoying thing I'm doing, maybe this frustrating thing I'm doing. How does it help someone else? How does it contribute someone else? Do you know the last thing I think about before I go on any stage? I stand backstage, and the last thing I think about to fuel myself to be at my best with all of you, I think about there's someone in that audience who needs to hear what I have to say, and I'm going out on that stage to help that person. That's why I'm here. Now, I don't know who that person is. I hope it's all of you. But just doing that, connecting to my purpose, it unleashes my full capacity. When you feel connected to your purpose, you perform at your best in every way. You have all of your awesomeness to share. So it is really powerful. So I want to give you an awesome little practice that I made up to actually make this concrete. I call this the to-do list makeover, okay? Warning, you might fall in love with your to-do list after doing this. I know this is a tall order, but it might happen. Here's what I want you to do. Look at your to-do list. You don't have to do it for every to-do. Pick a couple that maybe, you know those to-dos that you just keep writing the same thing every day? For like weeks. We all have that. Okay, take that one. And ask yourself, who does this help? Like when I get this done, who does this help? And answer the question. Going grocery shopping, well, does it help you create a nutritious meal for your family? Finishing some annoying report for work, does it help your teammates? Does it help your organization? Think about that, and I promise you, when you actually answer like, oh, this is how it helps, the to-do will still be there. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't have magic, I can't take it off. But I promise you that you will be fueled with so much energy and motivation to actually get it done. Because you're now not just getting something done. You are now doing something so that you may contribute to someone else, and you're now fueled with your sense of purpose. So these are your 5 happier skills: acceptance, gratitude, self-care, intentional kindness, and the bigger why. And the most important thing is that you practice. Practice, practice, practice. Because that's why I talk about happiness as a skill. Like any other skill, if you practice, it will improve. If you want to become a better writer, what do? You write. If you want to feel happier, you practice these skills. And that's another huge lesson that I learned on my journey. I thought when I was feeling really burnt out, I thought, okay, I failed at this life. I have to like run away to Nepal and meditate for 10 years to feel better. Yeah, you can laugh at me. That's pretty dramatic. Well, I didn't do that. I still have the same house and the same mortgage and the same responsibilities and my family and all the things. I didn't have to make any grand changes. I just had to practice these skills, and that's a huge thing. You don't have to make dramatic life changes to feel happier. You have to practice these happier skills in small ways consistently. And I really want to help you practice. And I'm going to share a way, something I created to help you do it. But I want to add a bonus skill before we get there. I want to encourage you to practice your joy, to do things that bring you joy. Your joy is never frivolous. Your joy is your life fuel. We often dismiss joy. We think it's something, oh, I got my responsibilities, I got to take care of my family, maybe then I'll do something. No, your joy is never frivolous. It is what gives you that life energy, that hope, that motivation, that resilience to do all the things you want to do. You know, I have always wanted to paint my whole life. But I never let myself because it felt indulgent. You know, do you ever feel like that? Like, I don't know, like a luxury I didn't deserve. It didn't have anything to do with achieving or taking care of my family, so I was like, nah, seems like a waste of time. Do you ever feel that way about something that's just for you? I felt really selfish, so I didn't do it. And then after I burnt out, I couldn't do much. I had to really pause my life to heal. And I was turning 40 that year, and with a lot of encouragement from my best friend, I said, okay, fine. And I decided to sign up for a workshop in Tuscany to go and watercolor paint. Why Tuscany? All right, another movie reference. Under the Tuscan Sun, how many of you are familiar? Oh yeah! All right, so for all of you who may not know, it's a movie, what's her name? Diane Lane, is she in that? Yeah. So she goes, her life is terrible, so she goes to Tuscany and really flourishes. And she's like, there's a lot of scenes she's walking around and long, flowy dresses, and I just envisioned myself like, oh, I'm gonna stand there in a field of sunflowers and paint. Okay, I didn't do any of that. But I went to Tuscany, and I did this watercolor workshop, and I learned a really important lesson. You should always read the fine print. Because it turned out it was a workshop for professional watercolor artists. Now the good news was they were all in their 70s, and they were from the United Kingdom. So the whole time they just spent time making fun of my American accent. Which to this refugee who learned to speak English from scratch was the greatest thing ever. So they didn't really notice that I didn't know what I was doing, but I fell in love with painting, and I started to paint, and I thought I'd share with you some photos of me painting. But I'm telling you this because when I started to give myself permission to create, to paint, to do something that brought me joy, not only did it help me heal, but it also, my joy spread to everyone around me. My husband, my daughter, my family, it was healing them. It went further. It started to spread to my friends. I share my art with my audiences, and I just saw a bunch of you smile. But I wanted to share this photo because this is me, a photographer snapped it with all my art. This is my joy. And the big lesson I learned is when I allowed myself to practice my joy, it rippled to everyone around me. And I want you to take that away. When you fuel your happiness, when you fuel your joy, it ripples to everyone around you. Your happiness is never selfish. Your joy is never selfish. When you feel joy, when you feel happiness, so does everyone you interact with. Yeah! Because as human beings, our emotions are contagious. Do you know that if you have a friend who is happier, you're 25% more likely to be happier yourself? Now here's a conundrum. If you have a neighbor who's happier, you're 35% more likely to be happier. But if your spouse is happier, you're only 10% more likely.
Happy wife, happy life.
No comments about this because I really want us to have a good experience. I actually can't explain it, but our emotions are contagious. Your joy is contagious, so is your stress. And that was a painful thing that I had to learn after my burnout. In my effort to prioritize my team at work or my family and not do things that brought me joy, I was actually hurting them because I used to kind of bring this really heavy cloud of stress and anxiety and snapping to them. By the way, we all have what I call a stress tell, a tell that you're really stressed out. Mine is Snappy Natalie. When I have not been investing in my self-care, when I haven't done anything to fuel my joy, I get snappy. All right? Get really honest with yourself for a moment. What is the tell of your stress? And the reason I want you to do that is to remember that your happiness is never selfish. When you fuel yourself, you have so much more to give to others. And the most important thing, again, is to practice. Your mini fuel up, 10 minutes a day to fuel yourself. Something that brings you joy. A gratitude practice. Doing something kind for someone else. These are really simple things, but they have a huge impact on how you feel. So I mentioned that I want to help you practice. So I made something for you. All right, I made you a 5-day emotional fitness challenge where every day you get a short video, it's under 2 minutes, on each of the skills and a practice. So a simple way to connect to it is you text the word awesome to 66866. So type in 66866 in your phone and then text the word awesome. You'll immediately have a way to get an email from me with a link. Messaging rates apply. I don't know, I can't get that voice. I really want to get that voice. And I was telling the team before, I wanted to create this challenge for a while because the thing that I really want to leave you with, hopefully I've inspired you, hopefully I've motivated you, but I really want to help you keep practicing. And so I've had this idea for a challenge for a while, and I said to my team when we knew I was going to speak here, all right, the 28th, that's our deadline. So you guys are the first to get it. I made it for you. I hope you love it. If you're like, oh my God, Natalie, I am texting nothing to no one, I got you. No worries. You can go to my website, nataliekogan.com. You can subscribe there. You can send me an email. This is my personal email address. I told you before I was going to share it. I want to hear from you. I love hearing from you. What are you practicing? Where are you stuck? Did you enthusiastically greet your family and they thought you were weird? I really want to connect with you, and this is also my social handle, and my book is The Awesome Human Project. Practice, practice, practice. That is the biggest thing that I learned. It's not about I'll be happy when I achieve something. It is not about I'll be happy when something amazing happens. Those things make a difference. They do make us happy. I'm not against achievement. I'm not against making things happen. But remember, adaptability and negativity bias, it will never last. I want to give you an example that I think resonates. You ever plan a vacation that you just cannot wait for, like an amazing trip, right? Amazing trip. Yeah, right? Think about how excited you are when you plan it. It's so great. It's like every time you think about it, you get jazzed up. And then you take a vacation, and it's good. But somehow planning it was more exciting. Does that ever happen? That's a real thing. That's your brain being really excited about something, and when it happens, it's like, oh yeah, that vacation. Again, I'm telling you this to encourage you to make a commitment to nourishing your happiness and your joy on the inside. To nourishing yourself through acceptance and gratitude and intentional kindness and self-care and connecting to yourself as a purpose. Because when you do that on a daily basis, it gives you this incredible, not just you feel good, but you have this toolkit that when life gets challenging, and life gets challenging a lot, that you have something that you can practice to fuel yourself. So I want to ask you a question. Are you ready to make a commitment to practice your happier skills? I always wear yellow on stage. little ways that you practice your happier skills make a huge difference. But here's something I want you to remember. I hope you're all, and you showed me, you're inspired, you're motivated, you're committed. But I know in a week or so, life will get busy again and challenging. Someone just gave me a look here. What do you mean in a week or so? In an hour or so? I'm with you. And it's easy for that inspiration maybe to wear off, to get busy again, to forget. So I want you to remember that when you make a commitment to practice your happier skills, you're not just making it to yourself. You're making that commitment to each other. You're making that commitment to every single person you interact with. You're making that commitment to every single person you love. Because when you fuel your happiness, you have so much more to give. When you fuel your joy, you spread that joy to others. And remember, you are awesome humans. You have something so unique and meaningful that you contribute on a daily basis. And in order to do it for a really long time, you have to honor your humanness. So one more time, are you ready to make a commitment to your happier skills? And never ever forget, our world needs your awesome humans. So keep practicing. I am so grateful for all of you. Thank you so much, all of you.
Wow, let's give her one more round. I absolutely love that message of happiness is a skill that you have to work on and you have to practice. I unfortunately was not born with the ability to be a world-class athlete. And obviously I don't spend a ton of time in the gym. And my sparkly clothing I can't show you. But I decided in the first few conversations I had with Orville about what he wanted Scentsy to be and the kind of examples that he needed from his executives, I decided that I was going to become a world-class happy person. And she's right, it takes daily effort because things happen to all of us. Those that are around you that are happy, those that are around you that are sad, but those around you are happy, things are going on in their lives. So I just encourage you, it's actually probably easier to be a happy person. It takes a lot of work than it is to go to the gym every day. So anyway, I encourage you to do that fantastic message, Natalie. Thank you so much. And so timely, right? So, next up, I got some pretty exciting things. This is for me. This is the business side of me. Some improvements we're making to your workstation. Now, the home office, we're always looking for new ways to help you break through the obstacles you have in your business. So when we see a problem or you ask us to solve one for you, we go to work right away on a solution. Unfortunately, sometimes those solutions take a really long time, but we never stop working on them. So what I'm going to talk about today has been going on for a long time behind the scenes, but we're so excited to show a few new improvements that we've been making and we've been working on for a long time. First off, we're launching a completely new feature for your news, training, and marketing sections of your workstation. It will include a new search engine that'll make it much easier. Oh, you just save your cheers. You wait. Okay, much easier for you to find what you need across all three sections. One of my favorite features, even if you misspell a word or type a similar word, you're still going to get the results you're looking for. Yeah. Also, another thing that I know you guys have been wanting bad. When you read about a new LTO product, in the news article, it's going to include the marketing images. So, yeah, no more having to search in different areas. No more hunting for what you need. Yeah. No. Yeah. And our training is incredible. The training section is incredible. So we're also making some updates there to make the lessons much easier to use. So anyway, thank you, team. Right? One of my personal projects that has been for a long time is the contacts tab. So we're updating contact management on your workstation, including a complete redesign of the contact section. Your customer information is going to be easier than ever to save, to search, and to see. You'll be able to create your own tags for your customers to help you with product recommendations and more. So imagine you have a customer who loves Disney, for example. You can create a tag that says Disney Lover, so that you'll have this ready-made list each time there's an LTO. Yeah? Yeah. And you get to customize it for yourself. So in the new contact section, you'll also be able to click on a customer's name and get all of the info needed to make it much easier to reach out. Yeah. One of my favorite parts, we're going to make it easier to export and import your contacts to create groups and things like that. And a problem we've had for years and years, we're now going to be able to merge duplicates and make it a lot easier for you to manage that section so that you can become even stronger marketers than you are. So, like I said, we've been working on this for a long time, but the work we've been doing is foundational. So this foundation work is about complete. So this is only the first round of a multi-phase update to contact management. So stay tuned for more features as they come along. Putting on my work hat, this is exciting stuff. So all of these options will be announced, all these updates will be announced on the news section when they're ready to go live. And we have more planned in the coming months. It's just kind of a cadence going forward, so we're super excited about that. So, you ready for some more stuff, though? So next we have a collection we know you look forward to every year. Here to share more, I want you guys to welcome two of my absolute favorite people that I work with. Natalie talked about happiness. These two people, man, they bring happiness to our home office. They are two of my best and favorite co-workers. Carrie Cheney and Julie Stewart. Let's welcome them out.
About the next products.
Oh.
Well, I can't decide which season I love designing new products for, harvest or holiday. What do you guys think? Both collections are so good this year. But since we're here to talk about harvest, let's say that's our favorite for now. Okay. Yeah. But we didn't forget to include a few tricks for Halloween. So take a look if you did. way to introduce this collection. How about we play Trick or Treat, Truth or Dare? Okay. Anyone in? Yeah. All right, let's play. We have two friends out in the audience, Sarah and Jason. You out there? I can't see anyone. Show us some Scentsy spirit.
From Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Alright, we're ready? Okay. We know it's typically up to you if you want to truth or dare, but I think I'm going to decide this time. Is that okay, Carrie? Yep. Okay, I think you get to do the first one. Okay. Well, I can't see where you are, so you're not even up there. I'm thinking we're going to do a truth. So, it's going to be an easy one. Tell us your most embarrassing Halloween costume ever.
I was Sporty Spice.
You'll have to share pictures later if you have those. Okay, for your honesty, please check out the cover of our new Harvest Collection brochure. This is also known as the Dia de los Muertos collection in Mexico. Hey, let's see. Plugged into the wall, you'll notice the mini fall fairy tale pumpkin. And we're bringing back the full-size fall fairy tale to go with it. Awesome. These guys are excited. All right, there's also the new retro white truck warmer with pumpkins in it. I think it kind of looks like a ghost truck. It's got a cool little vibe going on. And you can also purchase the lid separately to fit any retro truck warmer we've had in the past. And it's available in the US and Canada. Finally, there's the new stunning sunflower fragrance flower. Different. They look great. All right, who wants to go next? Jason, you're up. Show us your Scentsy spirit.
I know you got this fun shaker, TJ. Tell us your name, where you're from.
I am Carrie Tresmer from Roland, Iowa.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Okay, for you, I'm thinking a dare. And I dare you to pretend it's a full moon on Halloween night. And give us your best werewolf howl. Oh, woo! All right. Thank you. That was great. You earned a look at the new Harvest Scentsy Bar 5-pack in a fun, no tricks, just treats bag. So, the brand new fragrances are cashmere leaves with apple, fallen leaves, and spice. Fall into love with orange peel, eucalyptus, and sweet balsam. Dutch apple bread, this one's so good, with apple and cinnamon, oats, and brown sugar. Forever Fall with baked pumpkin, cinnamon, and brown sugar. And white pumpkin and driftwood with pumpkin, driftwood, and solar amber. That one is killer. They are available in the 5-pack with the bag, or you can buy them separately. And that little tote bag is so cute. She walked around with it in the office like all the time. It brought me a lot of joy. It did. Okay, you can also get cashmere leaves, Fall Into Love, and Forever Fall in Scentsy pods, and as a stunning sunflower fragrance flower. And as Julie said, each oil is a different color, so your fragrance flowers will turn different shades, but all fall colors. So Sarah, who's next? Here we go! Show me some spirit!
Okay. All right, we ready? You drew me to you with your purple beard. You know that, right? Okay, I know we're ready. So I just said Jessie, but you introduce yourself and tell everyone where you're from.
Jessie Valley, Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Hi, Jessie. It's time for another truth. Okay, what 3 items would you take with you if you had to spend an entire night in a haunted house?
I'll take you.
I love haunted house.
Jason can be our distraction. And flashlight and pizza.
Very good. That was well thought through, even on the fly. Very nice. Okay, check out the new Harvest Bounty Warmer. It is so pretty. It's like a cute little knit sweatshirt. Sweater. It's not a sweatshirt. I do that every time. It's available in US and Canada. I love seeing all of the ooh and the camera ooh. Everybody like in unison. Sweater season is the best. Okay, let's pick another victim, Jason.
Hi, tell us your name, where you're from.
Ashley Langster from Danville, Illinois.
All right, let's see if Illinois people know how to do this one. I'm going to give you a dare. This is a good one. I dare you to try to lick your elbow. Yes, she said lick your elbow. Oh, no helping. That's actually pretty close. I think she's determined. Look at her. Oh my gosh. All right, supposedly it can't be done, so don't worry too much about it. Nice try. We appreciate it. All right, for your effort, take a look at the new Calaverita warmer. We did a full size, and we think it's so beautiful and spooky. We're also bringing back the Calaverita Mini, perfect for celebrating Halloween or Dia de los Muertos. Okay, moves up, Sarah.
Hey, show me some spirit. I'm gonna come over here. Show me some spirit over here. Oh, you look very spirited. Okay, come over here, my dear. Okay, so you know the drill. Tell us your name. Tell you what from.
Tony D. Cataldo, Liberty, South Carolina.
Your glasses were absolutely wonderful.
That's what drew me to her. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. I will be nice. I'll ask you to tell the truth. Do you turn your lights on for trick-or-treaters, or do you pretend you're not home?
I'm usually trick-or-treating myself.
Okay, for that, check out Batista, the Bat Buddy clip in Gimme Candy. What's fun is the wings, and you can style them open or closed. And Julie is actually the designer on all of our buddies. So give her a round of applause. I just learned from Natalie. Usually I tell people I have like every 8-year-old's dream job because I design stuffed animals. But now I learned from Natalie that I get to help people by designing great products for you to sell. Right? Okay, I'm going to go with that. So the fun thing about designing Batista is I had to like figure out the materials, and so I was trying to figure out that color to put under the wings, and of course, what did I choose? Purple! We had to do And then just as I was kind of playing with it, I would realize bats hang upside down. We need to flip that thing around on that clip. And then, of course, he just needed to tuck himself away to bed. So, well done. Give me a so well done. All right. Is this me? Jason? Okay. Jason, do you have another one for us? Jason, read.
Tell us your name, where you're from.
Denise Steele, Silverdale, Washington.
All right, I am going with truth this time. In a zombie apocalypse, what would be your weapon of choice and why?
Fake moss, so I could hide on the ground and they will run past me.
That was a very creative answer.
Behind you,
Nice.
Mike.
Yeah.
That's okay, they'll just think I'm you and right after you.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I think Chuck would have some like secret ninja skills. He was like doing kicks. You could do a Chuck pant kick. Yeah, there you go. One. All right. I had a lot of fun designing this completely new product. This is Lumina Pumpkin. The harvest-themed pillow is the first product in our Garlic Decor line of scented home decor. So this one looks great right there. It comes with your choice of 2 scent packs because we want you to fill the room with fragrance. And you can put it on the couch or on the bed like a throw pillow, or just set it as table decor anywhere in your home. And with room for 2 scent packs inside, it's gonna smell so good in your home. So, when you look at the harvest brochure, you'll notice that we have really featured this product because it's versatile and stylish, and it's something new and different for your customers. What do you think? I love the energy in this room. It's really good. You guys are awesome. So time for another dare.
Time for another dare. I locked eyes with you. You're showing some spirit. You come here. Okay, so tell us your name and where you're from.
Amber from Penn Laird, Virginia. Sure.
Hey, what's she doing, truth or
Hey,
dare?
Amber, I dare you.
Uh-oh.
Name 3 scary movies in 10 seconds or less. Go. Okay.
Scream, 1, 2, 3.
Is that good? Yeah, I'm very impressed.
It counts. It counts.
So for that, you get to see Disney, Mickey Mouse. And we've got the Disney Frightfully Delightful Scentsy bar. So this warmer is handcrafted, hand-painted from ceramic. And the level of detail is absolutely incredible. Isn't he cute? So cute. All right, we still have a few more Harvest Collection products to share, so we're just keep going. Jason, who's ready to tell the truth?
Julie, I've got Team Stretchy Pants. Yes! Some Scentsy spirit from Team Stretchy Pants. Yes!
All right, come on. Tell us your name, where you're from.
Amber Cranston from Visalia, California.
Let's find out. So stretchy. All right.
Okay, if you could choose a superpower for one night, what would it be and why?
I have always wanted to fly. I just think that would be super liberating and magical to be up in the air, like Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Very nice. I agree with you. Yep.
I love it, like Captain Under Peter pants.
I think she said Peter Pan.
Stretchy pants.
Captain Stretchy Pants, right there.
Spreading scent joy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, well, for all of that, you get to check out the new Let's Get Batty Warmer and Chili Mini. The green wax in that Chili Brew Mini is absolutely perfect. The Chili Brew is available in the US and Canada. Sarah?
Okay, where's my camera friend? Here
All right,
it
show
is.
some Scentsy
Okay,
spirit.
show me some spirit!
Hi! Oh my gosh, she has pom-poms and she has stars and a tutu and hi! What does this say? Her shirt says you're amazing.
Oh,
Okay.
perfect.
You are. This is so fun. Okay, so tell us your name and everyone where you're from.
I'm Courtney Kolakowski from Bel Air, Maryland.
Okay, I dare you.
Oh, you get a dare.
Okay,
I'm so sorry.
We need it loud and proud. Your best witch's cackle. Let's hear your witchiest laugh. Oh my gosh.
I think she broke her tooth.
Sarah, I hear
She's
you
good. We're good.
also have a witchiest laugh. Are you willing to share?
Okay, I did not sign up for this part.
And I didn't warn her either.
I like it better. Okay. Oh.
Very, very well done, lady. That was great. Okay, here is the Witch-O-Lantern warmer and spooky scare. All right, I think we have time for one more. Jason, we need one more victim.
Before we lose anything else, hi. Tell us your name, where you're from.
Garland De Silva, Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Nice. Okay, well, I think we need to end on a dare. Don't you agree? Yeah, okay. I dare you to give us your very best, most hair-raising, blood-curdling horror movie scream.
She's under Rachel Pence's hair.
I think you have a future in movies. Just keep that scream. Okay. Finally, we have the Happy Jack tabletop fan diffuser. This product is a new, fun new seasonal design for the US and Canada. It's going to be perfect for Halloween, don't you? Yeah. Yep. All right. Thank you so much for playing Trick or Treat, Truth or Dare. And the Harvest Collection isn't quite done yet. We have some clean and laundry products to share. Yeah, we have these things clean in the Harvest. Get Scentsy Fresh or a laundry bundle with liquid in our new Fall Into Love fragrance. This is an awesome fragrance. Or get Counter Clean or dish soap in our best-selling Autumn Road Trip fragrance. The new Harvest Scentsy Oil 3-pack comes in fun seasonal fragrances in a collectible gift pack. Beetles and Blood Orange. No beetles were harmed in the making, although there's a lot of beetles in North Carolina. Have you noticed? We could have used them. Snake oil and cedarwood, and wolfsbane and apple brandy. So sweet. Stock up on your Harvest hand soap 3-packs in Autumn Road Trip, Fall Into Love, which is a new fragrance, and Velvet Moon. The Harvest Collection will be available beginning September 1st But you can get early access on the Scentsy bars beginning August 1st, which is just Tuesday. It's not fair. So we'll also release the brochure marketing images so you can share it with your customers. Keep your eyes on the workstation, and more details will be coming. So make sure to see all these products in the product display.
Hey, that was fun.
Oh, it's fun.
One more treat, don't you?
All right,
Let's see. How about your very own Harvest Scentsy Bar 5